Hello, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back if you have. My intention is unity and oneness and the highest levels of love light. I just want to go into a little flow and kind of see what wants to come through. It's the 222 portal and 404, kind of double, triple, quadruple. So I'm going to just drop in and just kind of commune with the guides. So this is meant to be felt, not necessarily understood, especially if I have light language that comes through. And light language is going to come through. And I'm not sure if this is going to cancel the sound. I hope not, but Ushiwa meki maua ti shuku mekewa e shune. Te shu buku e he ni shine ke wai te mo kua haene. And as this light comes in, pours in, we might say, pours into the pores, comes up from the pores, we move into different portions, if you will, of this reality texture. We've spoken of texture before. For when we use that word, it gives us a certain texture, a feeling, a familiarity with what that might feel like. And all things have different textures. It gives it a layering, if you will. And rather than being one-dimensional or a flat surface, it gives it height, density, and a feeling. And there is much that is happening. For in this divine union with this time, if you will, or the unification with how it is that we play with time in this particular dimension, this particular subset of reality, in this particular configuration of how it is that we subset, play on words, different portions of reality, or how it is that we portion out time in these different configurations of reality. We play with these words interchangeably a bit for how it is that we play with time, how it is that we frequent time, how it is that we see time within frequency, how it is that we experience linearity is changing. For as we tune in and play with these energies, we are able to tune into a higher frequency, more energy, a more demanding interval, a more demanding space that allows more intervaluations. I'm hearing interstellar, inner evaluations, inner value to come up and be expressed. This changes our dynamic of time, how we are, dynamics of play of words too. As we squeeze through this portal, if you will, as we slip into this crack, this ability to see through certain things, to see through aspects of ourselves, to recognize that we are merging with and clearing out and tapping into, it allows us to tap the root. It allows us to tap into a greater space of inner awareness. And let us play with this for a moment. For it allows us to tap into a greater space, a greater layer or inner texture, a greater layer of consciousness that allows this energy to be pulled up. And I'm seeing, I've got like itches everywhere, tingles. a lot coming in. For encapsulated within this time band, within this bandwidth that is beyond time, yet we are using the word time as a linear concept to understand that we are transmitting a frequency that is beyond time, yet is being expressed right now at this time as we move forward in time, while we consecutively, simultaneously look back into time. For we are able to stand at this point and weave with all of that from this placement in the area or the field that we are participating in, and that which it is that we are feeling is an influx, if you will, a fluctuation of energy that allows us to stamp our frequency into this portal, this portal of reality. It allows us to harness this energy and move forward into the next stage of our development from a perspective of linearity in order to access more of which we have access to now. This allows us to line up with more of what is coming in, inbound, if you will. It allows us to feel a sense of greater capacity, or to feel as if we can hold more. For as we allow this energy to come in through the open door of the heart, of the vessel that we are, as we allow ourselves to feel more of that which we are as a broader vessel, a vessel of, I'm hearing vestibular, I'm hearing we are walking portals. Our bodies are walking portals. We are tuning into and tapping into a massive amount of energy right now that allows us to create from a different energetic substance. This has to do with alchemy. This has to do with triangulation, what it is that we're lining up with and how we are moving within this space, how we are utilizing this energy is important. For if we are not utilizing the energy, it does not go to waste, if we wish to call it that, for nothing is ever wasted from one perspective. But we don't necessarily see what it is that we would like to see if we are not tuning into more. So I'm being shown, we're just opening up this space, we're holding this space, we're holding the door, we're allowing ourselves to feel into this space and to feel more spacious with a more robust signature and sound that allows us to bust through the components of a particular field that perhaps was what it was not necessarily that which it is now. It's a whole new realm. We are getting pictures, if you will, of the future. We are getting a taste of what the future holds by feeling into this massive expansiveness or crack in the egg, crack in the yolk. Yet the yolk is never anything but that crack. It is never anything but that oneness that holds together all of it. For this cosmic egg, if you will, is within. We are part of the cosmic structure that is yoking together with the oneness, becoming compatible with so much more. And it is difficult at times to truly communicate how the times are changing, how it is that we are enunciating these words has a deeper reflection inside of them. It has a deeper reflection or a deeper currency that is able to be reflected back to you and me if we feel into the message that is being shared on a deeper, I'm hearing a deeper delivery. And this has to do with birthing. This has to do with how we're able to show up, the delivery of our energy, so to speak. And I'm hearing deliverance from that which was bogging us down. The residue or the residual energy patterns that are still wrapping around us, if you might call it that, or that we have intertwined ourselves with, are creating a surge of memories, remembering that which it is that we were serving is no longer serving us to our highest advantage. So we are being called to let go of that. I'm seeing somebody putting up an out of service sign. Take a break. A break. Give me a break. Break. Yeah, peace. Allow ourselves to wind down and create or offer the maintenance that requires our vessel to reset. For our bodies must be able to alchemize the energy and to, I'm hearing, let go of regrets, let go of all that judgment, let go of all that other stuff. The body must be able to hold this charge for a longer period of time in larger intervals, if you will, that allows us to access more during these intervals of time in which energy is pouring in, back to the original message in the beginning. Because the energy that is inbound can also be leaked, if you will. I'm hearing WikiLeaks. So what happens is, if we are not holding our charge, we are essentially drying out. This is a play on words. I'm having a direct reference to the fluids in the body, the organs being bathed by frequency and energy. That we need more water, electrolytes, all of that, minerals. And it needs to be a balance in order to fully submerge ourselves within this particular unification with this cosmic clock, with this, I'm seeing the egg and the snake that goes around it. And I'm also seeing how important it is to hydrate the fascia and the cranial sacral fluid, allowing that to move through the body with ease. And so just giving ourselves the time to maintain and create maintenance in the body so that we can maintain what it is that we wish to accomplish, what it is that we wish to participate in, what it is that we choose to create and co-create together. And this allows us to break the spell of the old memory systems or entrapments that we have been working out in before. I'm seeing traps, like I'm hearing trapezius, trapezoid. For the spinal column is accessing much right now. And that which it is that we are speaking of is a play on words that is combining from a quantum expression the innards, the inner workings of the body, that is also in alchemization, play on words, going through a chemical shift along with the energetic overlay of the structure of reality. So we are all shifting and moving from inside this, I'm hearing birthing canal. It's like this portal is birthing something new, and we can absorb the nutrients that are available right now, but we can only do that if we give ourselves the appropriate advantage. And that advantage is by us utilizing our power grid, which is the human body. But it's also talking, like, I'm just seeing that it may be advantageous to not necessarily be so intertwined with electronics right now, to be overly intertwined with gossip. I'm being shown that is specifically an energetic leak, something about gossip. So let's play with that a little bit. I don't know why gossip is coming up, but I'm hearing gossip columns. So this is a kind of a play on words. Because what happens is we are focusing on the wrong columns, is what I'm hearing. So column is our energy bank, column is our spinal column, right? And we have a volume of energy and information that's stored inside of us. If we take and we utilize our energy and focus it on small talk, things that make us smaller, that make someone else smaller. I'm hearing lots of different words: gossip, judgment, retribution, anger, like these lower frequency. But it's not just that, it's actually let that all go, even if it's just for this week kind of thing, or just for today. Like, don't get involved in it. If and it can be media, it could be family, it can be any of it. It could be about a neighbor, whatever it is. These energy leaks are, oh, I'm just trying to stay in flow right now because I'm hearing proliferating. I'm going to play with that for just a second. So this is a play on words. To grow by rapid production of new parts, cells, buds, or offspring. So I'm seeing the play on words here, like our bodies are proliferating, if you will. There's parts of us that are multiplying. So it's almost like, because of this portal, I'm sure it has something to do with the double twos and double numbers. It's almost like if we're gossiping, that's going to increase by 2. So if we're focusing on something, it's actually taking us down a path that we're creating more of it at a faster rate, is what I'm hearing. And this takes us off our path. It takes us down the track of false numbers, almost as if we think that these things are maybe important, but they're not. They're not important for our growth. In fact, what they're doing is as those things grow, it causes our energy to leak. And again, I'm hearing WikiLeaks. Is there something being posted right now on the internet that I'm not unaware of? Probably a lot. So I'm just being called to recognize that. Where are we putting our energy? Where are we putting our focus? Where are we putting our attention? And coming back into unification with all parts of ourselves, recognizing that as we're talking about someone else, we're talking about ourselves. Even the people that we're witnessing going through dark nights of the soul, or the people that we're witnessing on television having breakdowns, finding compassion in our hearts. That's even a form of gossip. Did you hear what so-and-so said on the news? Did you hear about this presidential candidate? Did you hear about this? All of that it's challenging, because how do we differentiate between what's gossip and what's actual information that's valuable to exchange and share in order for our growth and expansion? And when I say growth and expansion, what are we proliferating? What are we growing? Are we growing more of the same stuff? Or are we saying, I'm not going to participate in that, and I'm going to take my energy and redirect it into the flow that allows me to stay in flow, that allows me to manifest things from a place of abundance? And abundance means not giving our energy away to stories and programs and subject matter. When I say that, I'm hearing subjective matter, because it's only based on the perspective. It's subjective according to, and I'm being called to play with this even more. So matter is dense. Matter is a physical thing. Yet matter matters. And so we're creating matter through our attention. And, we all know the saying, where attention goes, energy flows. So as we allow ourselves to review, look back on what it is that we've created in the past and what has led us to this point, we get the lead out. We begin to create and co-create from a lighter perspective when we can let go of the old directive, when we can let go of the frequency that has bound us into a reality and program that is no longer our style. no longer our font, no longer what we choose to wear, no longer what we choose to believe in. I'm hearing wear on our sleeves, so our clothing, you know, so on and so forth, and get back to the heart of the matter. Heart of matter, which if we're creating from the heart, we're creating matter that matters for our truest expansion, growth, and freedom. We no longer tie ourselves or chain ourselves to a series of events or a chain of events or a chain reaction, or I'm hearing the tie that binds. It's like letting go of all of that. I've got those little bugs again. You ever get those little bugs in the plants? I get them from time to time. Okay. So we're going to end on this note, just share during this time, during this week, allow yourself to just feel present with yourself. Allow yourself to feel what is coming up, what is coming down, what is creating a feeling of feeling down, and not getting hung up. I'm seeing us sitting with the phone and just not getting hung up on what this is, just allowing it to kind of process and move through and integrate without I'm hearing letting go of the expectations of what it needs to look like, how it should feel, where I should be located, what I should be doing, and just kind of allowing this momentum and being in that flow, being in a state of what if. What if I could just let go? What if I could just not worry about it right now? How would that feel? And then seeing, I feel tired. Why do I feel tired? I don't really know. And that's okay. Sometimes the answer will come up if we ask the question. And I'm being shown that sometimes the answer isn't what we really want. So I see people getting answers and then ignoring the answer, but looking someplace else for a better answer or another answer, because the ones that are being presented aren't beautiful, flowery, perfect. They aren't what they want to hear. I'm hearing a woodpecker right now, woodpecker. So it's like rhythm, right? Divine timing, finding our rhythm. So as we open up in this moment, we can find ourselves just being human. We can find the human inside of us and stabilize that. Take a nap. Go for a walk. Play with your dog. But in all of this, feel into how it feels just to feel. And as we walk through this portal, recognize that we are bridging ourselves, and I'm hearing coupling, with a whole new energetic component that becomes available for our new structuring of our new reality. It's happening whether we realize it or not. So in this moment, act as if we realize it and let go of the need to understand or compute it right this second, and just be in the process. Allow yourself to feel what is unfolding and be with that. I already forgot what I said. Oh, yes, I'm being called to, it's one of those days. So I'm being called to share that a coupling is a device, I'm on Wikipedia, used to connect two shafts together at their ends for the purpose of transmitting power. The primary purpose of couplings is to join two pieces of rotating equipment, that's play on words, while permitting some degree, oh, I love this. That's it, we're coupling. So, sorry, I got distracted. The primary purpose of couplings is to join two pieces of rotating equipment while permitting some degree of misalignment or end movement or both. In a more general context, a coupling can be a mechanical device that serves to connect the ends of adjacent parts or objects. Couplings do not normally allow disconnection of shafts during the operation. However, there are torque limiting couplings So there's definitely some more words in here. Whew, my brain just went pop. I'm gonna pause just for a moment. Okay. So in electronics, electric power and telecommunications, coupling is the transfer of electrical energy from one circuit to another or between parts of a circuit. So I want to just talk about this because what I'm seeing is that this is all a play in words. So I was seeing different timelines connecting together. I was seeing different reality structures connecting together, like maybe 4D, 5D, or 3D, 5, like we're bridging worlds essentially. And these dates or time has more to do with a coil. But what is a coil really? It's an electrical it's a shape of a wave that travels in that, it's not the shape of the wave, but it's a shape that travels in a particular dimension or field, or it travels in a particular velocity, all of that. And there's more to this. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? In physics, two objects are said to be coupled when they're interacting with each other. So it's talking about a connection between two oscillating systems, such as pendulums connected by a spring. The connection affects the oscillatory, pattern of both objects. In particle physics, two particles are coupled if they are connected by one of the four fundamental forces. So what I'm seeing is this is much deeper. This is what's happening on a quantum level. And so fascinating. I actually had seen this color earlier. I'm just going to share screen because I was having reference to the pink and the blue. A couple of my sisters and friends, my friends, I was having conversations with Kat, Candace, and Jess, and we were having reference to the ruby sapphire. And if you look at the ruby sapphire, sapphire is a sapphire blue, and a ruby sapphire has this beautiful pink color. We're seeing a lot of references to pink, and I'm getting a little woo-woo here, but synchronicity leads me to certain pictures and certain articles. I'm just going to share screen briefly and show you the picture that I'm being called to look at and share with you guys. So this is all that I wanted to share. It's just energy, but look at the picture there with the pink and the blue all around it. And just in physics, energy is the quantitative property that is transferred to a body or to a physical system, recognizable in the performance of work and in the form of heat and light. So when we go through these portals, or we're having these activations, or we're having these downloads, we are transmitting this energy. We're transmitting it to each other. It's being transmitted to us. And this goes back to what I was saying about alchemy. And this is just about, and then I said earlier, I was talking about time in a spring, and I had seen the time in the spring. So essentially what's happening is, this is what's happening at a quantum level. This is what happens with dimensions, this is what's happening with timelines. And this also has something to do with this coupled harmonic oscillator. If two waves are able to transmit each other energy to each other, the waves are said to be coupled. This normally occurs when the waves share a common component. This is key. So two pendulums connected by a spring. If the pendulums are identical, then they're equations of motions. They represent the simple harmonic motion with an added coupling factor of the spring. Oh, this is just so much fun. Chemistry. Let's go to that just for a second, because I was using the word alchemy earlier, and that's come up a lot. In fact, I keep pulling the alchemy card. Spin-spin coupling, spin-spin sugar, occurs when the magnetic field of one atom affects the magnetic field of another nearby atom. Oh, I said earlier, oh boy, that's taking me into a whole other spin. Let's talk about astrophysics for a moment. Objects in space which are coupled to each other are under the mutual influence of each other's gravity. For instance, okay, so we could go into that. Plasma. The coupling constant of plasma, kinetic energy, such as the plasma in the solar corona. Ooh. Corona is the outermost layer of a star's atmosphere. So this is a very multidimensional message. And this is just saying this is what we're doing. So we're doing it with each other, right? We're lining up, we're transferring, we're transmitting energy. It's happening to the earth, it's happening from the sun, it's happening in our bodies with our cells and plasma, it's happening in the quantum field. And I've also been writing about the fact that there's something in space that's around us that we haven't quite recognized, that is actually having an effect on our gravity. Now, gravity is a whole other thing. I don't quite understand it. I'm still trying to understand Dan Winter. I'm sorry. Maybe someday we'll get to talk and I'll go into flow and he'll explain what it is that I'm talking about. But I would encourage you to check out his work because it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's really cool. It's really expansive. It's so deep into all the layers, yet simplified for those who can understand it. But let me just go back in. What I'm hearing is we're experiencing a surge of connectivity. We're experiencing a surge of conductivity. This latches us onto a fluidity of harmonic pressure. This harmonic pressure carries a constant. I'm hearing a Constantinople, a gaseous substance that essentially is then charged and heats up a barrier that allows us to then mold or meld with this barrier. I'm hearing heated elastic. And this allows us to bind with particular molecular integers. So I'm moving in and out of things here. Molecular intervals, time, speed, I'm hearing canary, play on words, that allows us to create. And as we do this, there becomes an oscillating factorization of a mechanical representation of time. So this time holds a frequency. And because we adhere to the rules of time, we must hold a certain elasticity around what it is that we feel time really is, for it is a construct that we have created in order to linearize our reality. Yet we are timeless, and how we interact with reality has no basis in time, really. Yet if we turn back the clock, if we turn back the wheel and we let it go, we feel that we are connecting and communing with more through this portal. For we are then able to move quickly through a barrier. This barrier is punctured, and I'm seeing like a gas escaping. This allows us to clamp down on, from one perspective, this, I'm hearing us riding this, taking a ride. This allows us to combine our architecture with and collaborate with a certain electrolysis, if you will, a certain energy that has no bounds, yet allows us to bind within it. It creates a currency and an energetic component that stimulates the organisms that are encapsulated within it. We could call it a bubble, if you will. We could call it a particular place in a void, in an access point, maybe even a node that holds a creationary binary code. And so we could call it a star, or we could call it the energy that makes up a star, and that would be more accurate. And this is birthed. This is an alchemical collaboration. This is a connection that is stored with so much energy that is compacted into this moment in time. So it is a I'm just seeing it like literally a crack, and I'm seeing us dropping in, like, and then it's molding around us and merging with us and then branching out from here. Then as those branches move out, it's like synapses, creating another reality. But this is also synonymous with the body, the synapses in the brain, the cell's capacity to hold more information. This is evolution, an example of how it works, how reality works. This evolutionary jump is part of what is assisting humankind in their journey of self-expression as the source of this frequency and charge. And we could play with that because I'm seeing the one source, the source that moves through all things, the energy that is the void, that is the crack, that is that energy. So we are the ones that are able to fulfill this, if you will, for we can feel it because we're in human form. We are oftentimes unable to express it in a linear, I'm hearing monochromatic presentation, for the colors are beyond what we can describe with the human eye, the naked eye, with that which it, I'm hearing like it's, you've got to use the eye of more. I'm hearing Taurus, Morpheus, Horus, like all these plays on words. For this is a communion with all of that alchemy magic, but there's no magic really, it's real. So this is a very base model of the, I'm seeing the solar system. It's a very base model of a representation of the solar system going through an upgrade. This is also a representation of us going through an upgrade. This is giving us a molecular advantage and allows us to create from a space in which we can feel the pull of the charge. I keep hearing the song from Odessa. Gravity won't stop us now. I know I'm really off key, but so again, we're merging science with woo-woo, with facts, with the basics. For if we can express ourselves in the simplest of ways, which includes enjoying our days, our harmonic energy sharing with each other, we are creating a vision, a visionary moment in time. So I'm seeing, what does visionary mean, right? We can see it, we're projecting it, it's creation, it's all of that. So I'm hearing have a higher vision, allow ourselves to see beyond and see it with this eye. But it's not just this eye, it's I see. And as I say, I see, I am the ocean, I am the sea. I see as in a musical scale of see, from monochromatic to chromatic to many to chroma. Chromosome, chromosoma. Whew. In love and light, namaste. I'm going to end on that note. And then I'm going to honor my system and go drink some water and ground. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and sharing in this now moment. Namaste.